boyfriend because I think she's with him. Hi, this is Teresa. Would you please call me back as soon as you get a chance? Thank you. I think she will contact us in a couple hours or any minute maybe.
If Kristen calls me back, I'll tell her that we're still here and we're going to do everything we can to get her better.
Thank you to Dr. Phil and his entire staff for not giving up on us.
On the scene, on the story, News on 6 starts now.
And good evening. We begin right now with county sheriffs from all over the state of Oklahoma rallying at the state capitol.
They say the Department of Corrections' decision to remove state prisoners from 10 county jails will have a devastating impact. Reporter Dana Hurtnicki is on the story.
The county sheriffs were out here at the Capitol today explaining to lawmakers the huge impact this will have on their departments. Sheriffs today spent most of the morning in and out of lawmakers' offices outlining the dire circumstances they are facing without state prisoners and the money they bring in.
Won't have a jail, won't have a department.
The Tillman County Sheriff says they can house as many as 60 state inmates at $32 a day. That pays for a large majority of his department's budget. Without it, they are facing foreclosure of the jail that houses the 911 center and will have to lay off 25 deputies, jailers, and dispatchers.
We're looking at maybe I'll have 3 employees, counting myself, and 2 others to run the department and patrol 800 square miles and handle the crimes and do what needs to be done.
I'm sorry they're in this pickle, and I'm sorry we're all in this pickle.
But DOC Director Joe Albaugh says he needs to cut $3 million from his budget because of the recent revenue shortfall.
I have to find budget savings somewhere, and the county jails, unfortunately, county jail contracts amounts to the largest amount of savings that I have access to.
Sheriffs are now asking lawmakers to step in with a solution.
It is affecting the common person of Oklahoma. It is causing us to lay people off, us not to be able to provide safety, protection.
They need to turn to their local elected officials to solve the answers. DOC didn't make any promises that if they built these jails, we were going to show up.
On the scene, on the story in Oklahoma City, Dana Hurtnicki, News on 6.
We're learning which state parks would be forced to close if lawmakers cut more than 14% of the Tourism and Recreation Department's budget. The department says if the cuts happen, they'll have to close 16 state parks, including Lake Eufaula, Greenleaf, Osage Hills, and Natural Falls state parks. Department leaders say the possible cuts would be devastating.
It's a scenario that could possibly happen. I know it's something that they're looking to avoid and would like to find ways to bring in additional revenue, but this is the scenario we face as of today.
Parks aren't the only things that could be on the chopping block. One golf course would be removed from the park system. The department would also have to discontinue Oklahoma Today magazine, which has been around for 60 years.
The Tulsa County parks are doing better financially. They're even planning to expand in order to satisfy the growing demand for tennis courts. News on 6 reporter Emery Bryan is live on the scene at LaFortune Park. Emery?
Well, this is the second winter since the indoor courts opened out here at LaFortune Park, and they are booked solid. Even the 21 outdoor courts are popular when it's just a little bit warmer. This group of women practices at LaFortune once a week. They're part of a growing wave of interest in tennis, with more leagues forming and more people playing tournaments. It's enough interest that even in cold weather, some people are playing outside, and the indoor courts are always busy.
We have a waiting list every day. People call, and we've already filled it, for several days ahead of time. That's
why Tulsa County plans to build new courts and a new building, adding 3 outdoor and 3 indoor courts. It would mean the Case Center would have 30 courts in all. The addition would go in on the existing croquet field with more parking behind the community center.
It's just phenomenal how well it's gone. So we just want to keep moving with it.
The parks director took the plans through the Board of Adjustment Tuesday. Now he's hoping to line up the rest of the money for the $2 million project.
It took us 15 months to build what we have now. And we're trying to find something that can go up in a much shorter time than 15 months. We'd like to see something done. The tennis people would like to have something up by November.
The Case Center is already one of the most popular tennis centers in Oklahoma, and they're expecting even more people as the weather warms up.
So our outdoor courts will be booked from 6 p.m. up till 10:30 at night, and it's hard for people to just come and walk on to get a court just because of all the league play that goes on.
And Tulsa County has $500,000 pledged towards the project for the building. They'll do the fundraising on the rest. They got approval today from the city for the site plan. They've still got to get some permits, but do not expect that to be a problem. On the scene, on the story, reporting live at LaFortune Park, Emery Bryan, News on 6.
Workers tore down the River West Festival Park floating stage 3 years after it was auctioned. News on 6 anchor Aaron Conrad is on the scene for us with more. Aaron?
Well, Craig, you'll remember this stage was home to a lot of really great concert in the years after it was built back in the 1980s. But after that, it stopped being utilized. And about 3 years ago in 2014, it was auctioned off for about $550. But since then, the person who purchased the stage wasn't actually able to get it out of the river here. So we actually got a tip today that this was being torn down. And when we got out here, well, this is what we found. This John Deere backhoe out here with part of the stage torn down. And we actually ran into some folks running down here who say they'll actually kind of miss the stage.
It has sort of been a little icon of Tulsa, especially down here.
Yeah.
But I guess, I think there's a liability.
And we actually put in a call to the city to ask them what was going on with this teardown. They say River Parks actually hired a contractor to tear the stage down. We're still not sure if that person who bought it actually still owns it. For now, on the scene, on the story, live in Tulsa, Aaron Conrad, News on 6.
A former Tulsa County deputy charged with aggravated possession of child pornography turned himself in today at the Tulsa County Jail. Prosecutors told us about the arrest warrant for Josh Wood on Monday. Woods has also been charged in Wagoner County with sexually assaulting an 11-year-old girl. He is out of jail on bond this evening. A Tulsa father enters 3 different guilty pleas to 3 cases. The first case is when Levi Cartwright threw a knife at his wife, but instead hit his 3-year-old son in the chest. In the second case, officers went to serve a warrant at the house to investigate that crime and say they found drugs, so he pled guilty to that. And the third charge was because he is a former felon but had a gun. He pled guilty to all 3. He will serve 25 years in prison.
A wreck killed 1 person and seriously injured 2 others in Tulsa. It happened on Apache west of the Tisdale Expressway. The crash closed down Apache for more than 4 hours this morning. Officers think one of the cars was exiting on Tisdale and did not stop at the intersection, causing the wreck.
Yet another chilly day all around green country. In fact, not too far off were snow showers. Those were falling across northwestern portions of Arkansas. Here in eastern Oklahoma, all has been dry, and the sun is breaking out in Bartlesville. That's good news. Once again, we have seen a lot of clouds streaming overhead, and now we're starting to see those clouds breaking up to the north. So a little late day sun possible in Tulsa, but those clouds have kept things coolest from Tulsa to the northeast, where we've only managed to hit the 30s today from Coffeyville to Grove. Lower 40s in Tulsa, though, to the south, where with more sunshine, McAllister hit 54. Well, as we look at those readings now around the metro area, pretty uniform in the low 40s, 42 in Jinx, 40 in Broken Arrow and downtown, 40 in Skiatook. Looking at the evening forecast, we'll see temperatures holding steady for the next few hours before dropping pretty quickly through the 30s this evening. We'll have more details on a widespread freeze and much warmer temperatures to come in the forecast.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
Well, firefighters believe a squatter cooking on a boat started a fire in East Tulsa today. That fire destroyed the boat, but nobody was hurt. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, News on 6 reporter Sawyer Bussey talks with the victim who almost lost her family business because of that fire. And some Oklahoma firefighters are now using drones to help fight fires. Firefighters in Moore used a drone outfitted with thermal imaging cameras on a fire earlier today. This is the second time firefighters have used that drone. They say the camera's thermal images make it easier for them to locate any hidden hot spots that are burning behind walls or inside attics.
Well, construction is underway for a new state-of-the-art facility at Tulsa Tech's Memorial Campus. Sky News 6 HD pilot James Albertson shows us how the progress is coming along.
Tulsa Technology Center will be opening up a new building in 2018. This building is a state-of-the-art building that's going to be centralized to meet the training needs of the industry across the region and across the nation. It's going to help fill the skills gap and the training for current employees as well as future students. Some of that training will be welding, CNC machining, and other area needs for the industry market. Flying in Osage Sky News 6 HD, I'm James Albertson.
Okay, drivers, pay attention to this because crews will be working overnight to repaint a stretch of the Broken Arrow Expressway between Elm and Kenosha. So various lanes will be closed starting at 7 o'clock tonight until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Gordman's is closing all their locations after filing for bankruptcy Monday. The decision includes the Tulsa stores near 15th and Yale and the store at Tulsa Hills. In a statement, the chain says they plan to sell all the merchandise, so there's no word yet on when they're going to close. The retail chain has more than 100 locations in more than 20 states.
How a random meeting between some bikers from France and a green country woman helped her explore her family history, the unique way they connected her to her grandfather's grave.
But first, the latest on a major winter storm. Oh, that would be miserable, wouldn't it? It's making its way up the East Coast, dumping several feet of snow in some areas.
These claims are unwanted touching, comments on body parts.
Sexual harassment at the state capitol. 6 investigates Wednesday night at 10.
From our very first alert on your phone to our alert desk, our reporters are on the scene, on the story, where you live.
From the very first indication of severe weather.
With our biggest team of meteorologists and trackers.
And Green Country's only news helicopter.
We have you covered like no one else.
The ultimate morning breaking news team on 6 in the morning.
Need a new AC and heating system? Buy a high-efficiency system and get $500 for your trade-in, plus the longest warranty in town and up to 10 years financing.
And today Best Air will keep you cool when you're hot.
And warm when you're not.
You can drive a truck, or you can team up with one. The 2017 Nissan Titan. Go the extra mile in a truck that has better acceleration, handling, and braking than Ford F-150. Take on any job. The newly redesigned family of Titans, featuring America's best truck warranty. 5 years, 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper. Get to your local Nissan store today, and with the Chrome package, save up to $87.90 on the 2017 Titan.
Is your AC and heater having trouble keeping up with the Oklahoma weather? If you're too hot or too cold, don't wait. Call us now and get 50% off service calls with repair.
And today Best Air will keep you cool when you're hot.
And warm when you're not.
Nobody will work harder to get you the deal of a lifetime than the all-new Jim Norton Chevy in Broken Arrow. Hurry, buy a new 2017 Spark with automatic, just $99.95. Or buy a new 2017 Sonic, just $11,998. Plus, get a lifetime engine warranty and oil changes for life at no extra charge.
Come on, Tulsa. Who does all that?
So hurry to the all-new Jim Norton Chevy.
Jim Norton Chevy.
In Broken Arrow.
5 visits and 11 surgeries. His last visit was 50 days, and I can honestly say that I couldn't have got through it without senior care.
We always had somebody to talk to if we had any kind of problem or question or just lonely, wanted to visit with somebody, you know, there they were.
If we had any questions, any problems, we had somebody to take care of it for us. It has changed my life.
Medical Minute, sponsored by Hillcrest Healthcare System.
Winter is not over yet for millions of people across the Northeast.
A big-time storm hit that area, closed schools, crippled travel. Kenneth Craig is on that story in New York.
New Yorkers pulled down their hoods and snowplows went to work cleaning a slushy mess from the streets. The city was spared the worst of the storm, but it did take a painful blow.
What do you think of this?
Well, it's pretty awesome, although it hurts my eyes very much and the wind is very strong.
This Brazilian tourist went out to enjoy her first snowstorm, but wasn't expecting the icy rain and slush.
I slipped a few times. I slipped, yeah, but yeah, it's really hard.
Just a few weeks ago, temperatures hit 70 degrees here, but New Yorkers have learned to expect the unexpected.
I knew that that wasn't really the sign of spring and the end of winter. I knew that. This is the way it goes all the time.
At least 100,000 people lost power across the Northeast, and thousands of flights were canceled. In New Jersey, the storm kicked up the tide, flooding city streets. And Washington's cherry blossoms are fighting for survival. Parts of Pennsylvania have already had 2 feet of snow. Binghamton, New York is expecting 30 inches. Boston, about a foot.
People need to remember to take it easy out there and not to overexert themselves when it's time to clean up.
In some areas, the worst may be yet to come. Temperatures will drop by Wednesday, turning whatever's on the ground into treacherous ice. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
And the storm is causing some travel delays for folks in Tulsa this spring break. At least 4 flights coming from Chicago to Tulsa International Airport today were canceled. Some airlines prepared for the East Coast blizzard days before it hit. They tell us they started sending out emails encouraging their passengers to rebook their tickets free of charge, either a couple of days before or a couple of days after the storm.
And thankfully, we don't have anything like that here this
No,
week.
it's cooler than normal, but
It is, and a little
nothing
bit
like
of
that.
roller coaster weather this spring break as well.
Mike tells us which days this week, though, we could see 80-degree temperatures on our Osage Casino Skycam network.
But first, how letting your children sit in front of a screen for hours on end could impact their health.
News on 6 is brought to you by Contour from Cox. Control your TV experience.
How much is the competition charging you for a complete pair of eyeglasses? $70? $149? Who knows how many dollars? How about $69? Get the nation's best offer at Stanton Optical, where you get 2 complete pairs of eyeglasses for $69 plus a free eye exam. Call 800-STANTON for nearest location.
March is the time to buy during the Nissan Now sales event. And during Glover Madness, you get to shoot for your tag and tax.
Save big with up to $14,000 off on 2017 Titan XDs.
Or get a 2017 Rogue for only $21,499 or just $219 a month. Or drive away in a 17 Altima for just $17,499 or only $189 a month. Jim Glover Nissan, Tulsa's only Nissan dealer with free oil changes for life on every new vehicle purchase. I-44 Memorial or JimGloverNissan.com.
All right, Mom, be out front. Be in before dark.
The habits they form today will follow them for life. Make sure your kids get at least 60 minutes of physical activity each day and join in the fun. What do you do to shape your family's future? Find more tips at shapeyourfutureok.com.
There are over 1,400 HVAC service people in Tulsa, so why choose Custom Services Heating and Air? Because we've been in business over 35 years, and we guarantee same-day service 24/7. Our job is to keep you happy, and you're not happy when you're burning hot or freezing cold. Custom Services Heating and Air. Problem solved.
Get a free furnace with purchase of qualifying Train equipment plus 0% APR for 72 months with equal monthly payments. See Custom Services for details. It's hard to stop a train.
Hello?
Almost didn't recognize you. Sweet new ride.
Thanks.
But you get a promotion? Wait, are you our boss now?
You're the boss. I'm gonna need more vacation days.
Oh, can I call in sick today?
Guys, I don't have that kind of power, but I can park this car with my mind.
Now you're just showing off.
Lease the first ever all-wheel drive Infiniti QX30 crossover or finance at 0% APR at your local Infiniti retailer.
How much is the competition charging you for a complete pair of eyeglasses? $70? $149? Who knows how many dollars? How about $69? Get the nation's best offer at Stanton Optical, where you get 2 complete pairs of eyeglasses for $69 plus a free eye exam. Call 800-STANTON for nearest location.
Rain-wrapped tornado right now moving in on Bristow.
I was at work, but I was following it with my weather app. You lose your power, you have no other way. We had to rely on the weather app. We heard the wind, and we started hearing glass break.
Roofs are gone, exterior walls are damaged.
We rely on Travis and Dick to keep us informed.
If you're in Bristol, we want you to definitely get to a safe place.
The apps are very crucial. To me, it's a lifesaver.
Travis Meyer and the Oklahoma weather experts.
In this evening's Medical Minute, researchers say children who spend 3 or more hours a day looking at screens have a higher risk of developing diabetes.
That study in the UK also says those kids tend to have higher body fat and insulin resistance. So, of course, experts recommend that kids get at least an hour of physical activity every single day.
All right, it has been a chilly day, so spending that time outdoors, well, not so comfortable unless you have a coat on, and we have actually seen snow flurries flying across portions of northwestern Arkansas, so not too far off that wintry weather. Of course, the real wintry weather has been relegated to the East Coast. Here's that major nor'easter still spinning its wheels over the city of Boston and across much of New England with winds 50 to 60 miles per hour. Along with that, 1 to 2 feet of snow falling in those inland areas. Now, behind this system comes the vast area of dry but chilly air that that cool air can be seen on our temperature map. And most areas northeast of us at or below freezing. So you don't find a lot of bitterly cold air, but it is a broad area of much below normal temperatures from here to the east. But look out to the west. This is the warm air, and that is what's coming our way towards the end of our spring break week and into early next week. So we're going to say goodbye to these winter-like readings. We're just at the cusp of that, in fact. As we look outside right now, we're also at the cusp of losing some of our cloud cover, starting to break up in the skies above us. But right now it's kind of a gray, dreary scene, and that has kept our temperatures on the chilly side. 42 right now. North wind at 9, making it feel like 37 degrees. Certainly have not had a chance to really lose the coat if you've been spending some time outdoors. Around northeastern Oklahoma, this is where it's coolest. Notice our temperatures here in the mid to upper 30s from Independence to Copan. Further to the east, we're as cool as 33 in Chitopa, 37 in Veneta. Further to the south, you find the low 40s, Claremore, Inola, and out towards the west in Pawnee. And we'll dip further south, and this is where the sunshine has prevailed today. And places like McAllister warming to 54. You follow 47, 46 in Sallisaw, so progressively cooler the further north you live. Tonight, though, we're going to see some decrease in clouds, a few more clouds arriving by morning, but a widespread freeze area wide. So yet again, you're going to have to protect those sensitive plants if you've already started planting. 26 the low in Pryor. Look at Grove down to 22, so a hard freeze for our friends in far northeastern Oklahoma. Further south, we'll still dip below the freezing mark, but not by as much. During the day, a lot of clouds are with us. We'll end up with a light breeze turning more southerly, and therefore we should be warming up a little more than today. Still some upper 40s hanging on for far northeastern Oklahoma. The rest of us, low to mid 50s will be the highs, and we'll continue that warming trend as we head on into Thursday night. Thursday morning. That morning, temperatures all above the freezing mark. And during the day, we'll warm into the 50s and 60s, so quite a mild afternoon. That returning cloud cover is an indication of moisture making its way back, so a slight chance of showers then and again into our Friday. This is your St. Patrick's Day, also the kickoff to March Madness here at the BOK Center, and you'll notice by evening a few thunderstorms knocking on our door. This could be forming along a cold front that will push its way south and eastward, so there is that chance for a little rain in our forecast, and that does impact your St. Patrick's Day forecast. Early on, a few thunderstorms are possible. Notice the temperatures. It's going to be mild, so you won't have to have a heavy coat on to cover up your green clothing. Cool spring break giving way to a very mild one as we move towards the end of the week. Notice the temperatures getting quite warm, indicated by the yellows and oranges that retreat back into our area. That would indicate highs in the 70s and even 80s as we head into early portion of next week. So a big rise that will take place after tomorrow, with highs back in the 80s by next Monday and a cool down to follow. So this evening, 35 by 9 o'clock. Just have the coat on hand if you're out. By tomorrow morning, another free sunrise, 7:34. By noon, a lot of those high passing clouds, but it will once again probably be a little more translucent. We should see more of that sunshine, and there's that slight chance of a shower on Thursday, slightly better chance on Friday, but we continue the warming trend. A nice end to spring break with temperatures in the 70s and very warm by Monday, and that cold front bringing some storms Monday night into Tuesday. Back to you, Lori and Craig.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. Well, coming up at 6, we're going to show you the progress as crews tear down the old home of the Tulsa Drillers.
But first, how a meeting with strangers connects an Oklahoma woman with a part of her history.
Chevy is the most awarded car company 3 years in a row.
Really?
Let's see how quickly you can read through all their awards.
2017 Motor Trend Car of the Year.
Kelley Blue Book 2016 Best Resale Value.
2016 JD Power Highest Quality Braking. Wow.
10 best blah, blah, blah.
2016.
Only about 90 more to go.
That's a lot of awards.
Qualified lessees can get this Chevy Cruze for around $189 a month. Plus, current select competitive lessees get an additional $3,000 competitive lease cash. Chevy drives Oklahoma. Find new roads.
Get your game on during Glover Madness and shoot for your tag and tax. At Jim Glover Chevrolet, we guarantee the best price on every vehicle every day. Check out the Chevy Trax for $159 a month, or drive away in the sporty Ford Mustang for $129 per month, or take home the Silverado Z71 Crew Cab for only $12,988. For the best selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, come to Jim Glover Chevrolet, I-44 Memorial, or JimGloverChevy.com.
When you have type 2 diabetes, there's a moment of truth. And now with Victoza, a better moment of proof.
Victoza lowers my A1C and blood sugar better than the leading branded pill, which didn't get me to my goal.
Lowers my A1C better than the leading branded injectable, the one I used to take. Victoza lowers blood sugar in 3 ways. And while it isn't for weight loss, Victoza may help you lose some weight. Non-insulin Victoza comes in a pen and is taken once a day.
Victoza is not recommended as the first medication to treat diabetes and is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not take Victoza if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Victoza or any of its ingredients. Stop taking Victoza and call your doctor right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, or if you develop any allergic symptoms including itching, rash, or difficulty breathing. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis. So stop taking Victoza and call your doctor right away if you have severe pain in your stomach area. Tell your doctor your medical history. Taking Victoza with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. The most common side effects are headache, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting. Side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
Now's the time for a better moment of proof. Ask your doctor about Victoza.
The 2017 Nissan Altima and the new 2017 Nissan Rogue. Cars that could stop when you don't. Take on the unexpected with Nissan's available Intelligent Safety Shield technologies at Nissan Now. Hurry in and save big with 0% financing for up to 72 months on 11 models.
A Sapulpa gas station and a biker group from France have something in common.
For one Muskogee woman, it was an important missing piece of her family tree. News on 6 reporter Sawyer Bussey is on that story this evening.
Rainey Dean tells me she was stopped outside of a gas station when she heard a group of bikers speaking French. They were stopped for a flat tire. She was stopped for a cup of coffee. And Dean calls the meeting a divine coincidence.
Kind of told her the story that my grandfather had died in World War I and that he was buried in France, and asked her if they ever got over toward the Meuse Argonne Cemetery, if they would mind just taking a picture.
Those bikers went above and beyond Dean's request. Over the weekend, they rode almost 400 miles to the French cemetery where Beaver was buried and surprised her with a FaceTime call as they walked towards his headstone.
To see that beautiful, beautiful national cemetery, and they gathered around and they played the Star-Spangled Banner, and they had a moment of silence.
Then the FaceTime tour continued in a nearby museum where Beaver was honored with his own plaque.
The American Indian wasn't considered a citizen in 1918. So Samuel Beaver actually volunteered to go to France to fight for freedom.
Their next stop was the exact spot where Beaver died in action during World War I.
What a wonderful story for a Native American.
Dean says the chance encounter and the kindness of strangers gave her an experience that will last her and her children the rest of their lives.
For them to go to all the trouble just to fulfill a request from a stranger. They're my friends, they're my family now.
Dean tells me she hopes to visit the gravesite in person one day. For now, she's just grateful for the experience. On the scene, on the story, Sawyer Bussey, News on 6.
We sure appreciate you being here with us tonight.
Good night.
Looking to replace your heating and cooling system? You need a company you can trust. Improve the efficiency of your home. Purchase a qualifying Lennox system and receive 0% financing for 60 months. Airco Service, the company you know.
It's the spring cleaning sales event at Tulsa Hyundai. Buy a new 2017 Hyundai Sonata or a new 2017 Tucson. It's your choice, only $187 a month. At Tulsa Hyundai, you pick it out and we'll work it out.
This spring, pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment is the #1 selling brand in America. And the new Steel Lightning battery system delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Right now, you can pick fuel or battery at a great price. Choose between the fuel-powered FS38 trimmer or the battery-powered FSA 45 trimmer. Both starting at just $129.99. Pick your power, then pick up a Steel. Visit SteelDealers.com.
From the moment you see it, it commands your respect. You can feel its immense power. The only way to master it is to venture inside. Go ahead, dive in. The GMC Sierra. We are professional grade.
Get 17% below MSRP on select Sierra 1500 Crew Cab vehicles in stock. That's nearly $9,200 on this Sierra.
See your Oklahoma GMC team.
Win 2 tickets to the Academy of Country Music Awards. Just come by the Rewards Club at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino to register during these dates. Winner will be chosen by March 23rd. Watch the 52nd ACM Awards Sunday, April 2nd on News on 6.
At Honda, we're proud of our heritage. Like with the Civic. It's stylish. And fast, with great performance and handling. All things we learned building engines like this. So hurry in to the Honda Dream Garage sales event.
Get a great deal on the 2017 Civic, a KBB.com overall best buy for 2017 at your Honda dealer.
Looking to replace your heating and cooling system? You need a company you can trust. Improve the efficiency of your home. Receive up to $9,300 in rebates. Airco Service, the company you know.
A winter storm plows into the Northeast, turning day into white. Drivers get stuck in up to 2 feet of snow. Tens of thousands lose power. Flights are grounded, and ice road truckers are left spinning their wheels. Also tonight,
Who is being held accountable for doing nothing since 2013? Who? Which commander?
the Marines take congressional fire over the nude photo scandal.
I'm responsible. I'm the commandant. I own this.
The battle over health care. Can the Republican plan be fixed?
We are obviously in talks with House leadership.
They should just pull the plug on this bill. Pull the bill.
And your future is in jeopardy when your face is on.
This is the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley.
Good evening. Scott is off tonight. I'm Anthony Mason. Winter saved its best for last. In this final week of the season, it dumped more than 2 feet of snow on parts of the Northeast and brought blizzard conditions to New England. The storm is blamed for at least 2 deaths. 2 big cities, New York and Philadelphia, got less than expected, but still enough to cause major travel headaches. Flight cancellations this week are well over 8,000, and utility companies have been working to restore power to more than 200,000 homes and businesses. We have a team of correspondents covering the storm. First, David Begnaud in Albany, New York.
Anthony, winter will get the last laugh. After all this snow today, the last few months have been mild and bleak. Spring is just 6 days away, and this has been